What's up, everybody? Dave Ward here, and this is my cat, Leon, who's chilling, which is what I was doing last week in Jackson Hole, but I'm back now. This week in our private Facebook group here for Training Camp Live, talking about the invitation process. A couple of things that I've asked people to do and come and film their videos, really talking about that invitation process, kind of breaking it down, but I want them also to talk about how they're doing it, right? You're like, is it face-to-face? Is it on Facebook via direct messenger? Is it on Instagram? Is it on YouTube? You know, where are you doing it? I'm going to focus on email marketing a little bit, but I think that my email marketing system and the close that I'm going to kind of give you works regardless, okay? But so you guys are clear on what I'm talking about, I'm going to simplify this, right? And then at the event, you're going to come away with a little playbook on how to go do it if you decide that that's what you want to go do. What happens is we run a Facebook ad. The Facebook ad says, hey, I've got something cool for you. Might be a meal plan, might be some personal development, could be a wide variety of things. We've got a bunch of different little things that are run. You go, click on the ad, you go to you might just click on a post as well. Sometimes I'll just do posts without paying for the ads. You go to a landing page, and on the landing page, watch a little video. Here's what I'm offering for you. All you gotta do is put your email in below. Put your email in below. That triggers a series of automated messages. I do a couple things in there. First thing is I gave you whatever the free stuff was that I promised you, okay? Then I give you some more free stuff. Some stuff that I didn't even tell you about. And just, whoa, cool, like more free stuff? Yeah, more free stuff. Then I'm gonna make some sort of an offer to you. It depends on what that offer is. Could be the business opportunity, could be free coaching, could be, just kind of depends on where we're coming from with it. But I want to give you the framework that I believe works best when you're making any sort of an offer. And this is not my framework. I'll preface it by saying that. It's not just some stuff that Dave Ward came up with. This is really what I got from Bo Eason. This is how Bo taught me how to close people, okay? The first element of a successful offer is a personal story. A personal story. Now, that for most of us is pretty simple when we talk about the fitness side of things, right? It's like, okay, so, my life before Beachbody was like this. Insert whatever your life was like before Beachbody. Then I found this. Insert whatever the solution was. Fitness program, Shakeology, combo, whatever it was. Then I did this, my workouts, I ate right, I started changing blah, 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 whatever you did, okay? Now my life is like this, okay? So it was like this, then I found this, then I did this, now it's like that. That's a pretty compelling story, okay? That's a pretty compelling story. So it's a little bit harder sometimes on the business end of things, especially for people who are new or if you haven't had a ton of success. I always used to tell people where I was going, and that was the way I always described it to people was, look, I'm on a locomotive, a bullet train to success. It doesn't matter to me whether you get on or not, but I'm stopping here today to invite you to jump on the train with me. But the train is gonna go where it goes, with or without you. And that was the way I kind of always would describe it, and that sort of let people know I was gonna do it, and there was also stories about my life and other things that I had done that I would build into that, and I was like, hey, it was just like law school, right? Like I wasn't gonna, or passing 3 bar exams. I'm not gonna fail at this. I'm just not gonna fail at this, right? Need to build in a personal story, and that story should really depend on kind of what the offer's about, right? Just like I told you, it's a little bit different if it's fitness versus the business opportunity. The next thing, 3 critical steps. Okay, so first thing is personal story. Second thing is 3 critical steps. Let's go back to the first story. So my life was like this, then I found this. Step 1, you need to find whatever that is, okay? That's your critical step. Step 2 was I did this, probably step 2 and 3, I did this. I ate right, I worked out, whatever you did that worked. If that calendar became the thing that just, you were so accountable to it, that's a critical step because it was a critical step for you and that's part of your personal story. That is compelling. That will lead people to do what you did. Okay, if you think you can just throw up a link and go buy this shit, no one is going to buy that. No one is going to buy it. They'll buy it if you have a personal story, 3 critical steps. And then the final thing, and I'm just telling you guys, this sounds so obvious, people don't do it. People don't do it. The third thing is just to make a freaking offer. You have to have a call to action. At some point, great, you got a great story. Now what? Boom, take action on it. Buy this thing, become a coach. Click on this link and go here and get your free thing. Whatever it is, you have to include that call to action. Okay, I just posted a big post in our 5-star leadership group asking people to promote our event to their teams, asking specifically the successful ladies, hey, go dig into your team and ask yourself, are there sleepers in my organization who maybe aren't learning from men or learning from women very well rather, and would learn better from men? If that's true, here's what you do. And I told a personal story about my experience about becoming a coach and what a reluctant spouse I was. I told them what I did. I gave them the 3 critical steps. And then the next thing is, hey, here's the link. Okay, here's a video you can share, and here's the link to sign up. Do me a favor, go dig into your teams and let us train your people for you if you're not having success training them. That's an offer, just plain and simple. So here's another one, okay? And here's what we're gonna do this week as well. So today is the 8th. On the 10th, that's Wednesday, February 10th at 5:30 p.m., there's gonna be a webinar. Jimmy and I are gonna do a webinar. Your job is to invite people to that webinar. I want you practicing this week. Personal story. That's why we had you post over the weekend, what's your story about coming to this event? What have you had to sacrifice? Hello, you have a personal story, and so many of your stories, by the way, are just outstanding, man. It's so cool to see what has happened as a result of this event. I'm kind of getting goosebumps about it. What are your 3 critical steps? One of them should be get on this webinar. And I want you to go to people, the guys on your team, talk to your team leaders. That's the other thing I will tell you. Talk to your team leaders and say, hey, I got a ton of value out of this event, especially if your team leader is a woman. I got a ton of value out of this event. Is it okay if I go into our team page and pitch it to the other guys who are on our team? I know there are people here who would benefit from this event because personal story, 3 critical steps. One of those steps, click on where we have a registration page. You click on the registration page. It's the same thing. Then I want you to show up to that webinar. Okay, maybe you're interested in doing webinars. There's a little bit of a science to a webinar, believe it or not. And I know it works because if you look at the stories people said, there were a bunch of people who said, 10 minutes into that webinar, I decided I was going to the event. I want you to know that was intentional. That was how we set it up. That personal story, when we started telling that personal story to begin that webinar out, started laying it out, you picked us in a heartbeat. Now, some of you because you went last year, but others because maybe you missed it last year and somebody told you about it. When you can tell a story that's really compelling, people pick you right away. By the time they get to the offer, especially if your 3 critical steps are really good, by the time they get to the offer, they're already saying yes, okay? But you gotta have these 3 elements: personal story, 3 critical steps, and the offer. All right, that's it for today. Have a fantastic day and go out, invite people to the webinar using the link in this post.